So I am going to start so as to not waste your time. Hello, Karen. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get cracking and we'll start talking Bahia, Brazil. Share screen. Right. I'm hoping that you can all see this.
Yeah, that's good, Simon.
Thank you, Nick. I was hoping you'd do that.
Hi,
Good.
everyone, by the way. I'm handing over the reins to Simon today because he knows this property much better than I do. And it's going to be a really great webinar full of his really interesting insights into Casa dos Arandis. So I'll leave it to him.
Well, that's over-egged me now, so I'm getting worried. I'm getting nervous. But we're talking about a part of the world we love, so no stress. I think you all know Nick and myself and Senderos and Gareth. So this first slide is just in case there's anyone that doesn't know us. We are marketing and PR for a portfolio of unusual, wonderful, sustainability-led experiences in Latin America. So you can see some of our clients there. And today we're going to be talking about Casa dos Arandis in Bahia, Brazil. If the next slide comes up, I was lucky enough to be there in April with my family. We were down in Parachi, we were in Rio, and then we came up to Ilhéus and came to meet. I'd met Cacao and Nanana and Joka before. There's Cacao with me on that second top picture. And yeah, I was sporting the same t-shirts, La Dulcimar. And we really had the most fantastic, extraordinary, wonderful time in Bahia and at Casa dos Arandis. I'm sure Brazilians have told you that, there are some places that Brazilians feel a great emotional attachment to in Brazil, and Bahia is one of those. The food, the culture, the music, the sea, everything. So yeah, we were really lucky to go there and we had an amazing time. I'm going to run you through a kind of look at the trip that we had and and also a little bit of sort of detailed information about Casa dos Arandis. Um, so first, really boring but really useful Google Map. You can see Ilhéus Airport and Casa dos Arandis there on the right, and you can also get a sense of how ginormous Brazil is. In fact, you probably all know that Bahia is bigger than France. So just this state here, Bahia, which is not the biggest state in Brazil, is I think about 15-20% bigger than France. Just a little point of order, right down here where these three states meet, that's Minas Gerais, Goiás, and Bahia, is where our client Pousada Trijunção is. So right down here where the three states meet. So zooming in a little bit, you can see we've got Salvador at the top, and then Ilhéus Airport, which is the main entry point for Maraú, for the peninsula. And it took us about 2.25 hours, so it's not too far off that. About two and a half, allowed 2.5 hours from Ilhéus Airport, and Ilhéus, which is famous, the famous son Jorge Amado, the great writer, is from there. And we picked up a hire car. You can organise transfers, or your clients can pick up a hire car very easily, actually. And we drove up to Casadangis, and then now you can see this last bit goes into amber, and I've zoomed in again a bit more here. It's a very fast road beyond Itacaré, and then just after Itacaré, you come off paved road. So those of you that know Senderos know that we love it when the roads stop being paved, but it's important that you do prepare your clients that they're going to be on a dirt road, and that's 20 kilometers. So we really do. I'm not just saying this. We really do love that because of the disconnection and because of a chance to enter into a different speed. Ibichipoca is another famous client of ours where the last 15 or 20 kilometers is a bit more challenging than paved and much slower. So in terms of connections, Ilhéus sadly does not have a direct flight from Rio yet. We're always hopeful. But it does have plenty of good connections from São Paulo. So you've got both LATAM and Gol from Guarulhos and Congonhas, and you've also got Azul who fly from São Paulo airports, including Viracopos. And then, as I say, it's about 2.5 hours to Casa dos Arandis. Here's a little look at what makes Casa dos Arandis special and the Maraú Peninsula. At the back, you've got this huge inland waterway, and at the front, the beautiful ocean. And it's an APA, it's an Área de Proteção Ambiental, an environmental protection area. And Casa dos Arandis is right by this praia here, Algodois. Incidentally, there are amazing low tide snorkeling points just to the south at Algodois and just further up here as well, but within walking distance. So it's all about the beach and Bahia, and this is a little drone view of the hotel, which I'm just going to talk you through quickly. So down at the bottom, this is the photovoltaic array that powers the whole hotel. Then we've got where Cacao and Nanana live. These are the four first bungalows and Caju the suite, and two more bungalows. I'll come back to this, don't worry, I know it's a bit fast. This is the mini spa and the yoga room and the main restaurant area, an observation tower. And in fact, there's a new area here, which I'll show you a picture of, where you can dine out. And that's what it's all about. Look at that beach. Look at those waves. I even got out there on a surfboard myself. And as you pan to the north, look at that beach. And there's a big coconut fazenda here. And then here you can see the beginnings of Camamu, the bay that we'll talk about later. So it's a very special location. I haven't, oh, I'm going to show that again. I haven't, I've kept this slide just in case that was too fast, but I'm going to come on to rooms. There are 6 bungalows, and so they've got 4 here, and these 2 are the slightly newer ones, hence the roof being lighter. And it is the Caju suite here, which is next to Capin Limão. So yeah, the names of the bungalows, I mean, you don't really need to worry about it because, excuse me, all 6 bungalows are very similar and they're all got beautiful local names. And then the only one that's different is the Caju suite, which is down here to the right. So sustainability, as you know, is something that's very important for us and incredibly important for all of our partners. And Casa dos Arandis is no exception. They've got 95 solar panels, which generate enough electricity for the whole of the hotel and make them a zero carbon emissions property. They also have their own organic garden, and they're a member and co-producer of a great local organic project. Yeah, for over 10 years, filtered water, so much reduced plastic, and there are a lot of excellent local volunteering projects. And we've got more information on our website. As always, sustainability is up on the partner page. Yeah, moving on to the rooms, we've got 6 bungalows, as I said. They're all just under 100 square meters, including the veranda. And they've all got this the table and the deck chair, and there's also a hammock that hangs normally, and a huge bathroom and outside shower. There's another of the rooms. They're, as I say, basically the same, but with different beautiful decoration. That's the one looking out, and really lovely little touches everywhere, and the view out onto the gardens. And the bathroom is enormous, as you can see. There's a shower here to the right, the beautiful bath, and then to the left, there's an outdoor shower. They make all their own amenities, trying to find a better word for amenities, but they make their own, and they're as biodegradable sunblock, and soaps and shampoos. This is the one that's slightly different, Caju Suite. It's a bit cheaper, as I'll tell you on the video in a minute. In fact, why don't I go straight to that? Otherwise, I'm just going to be repeating myself. There's a little video I took when I was there in April.
Well, that's Capin Limau over there.
Hopefully you can hear that.
And then next door there is Suici Caju, which is cheaper. It's the only Suici not bungalow. But it's really nice, small room, but it's got lots of lovely space, very green. Small room, lovely outside area. And it's got everything you need. There's the bathroom. And then what I wanted to show you was out here there's a little plunge pool and relaxation terrace with an outdoor shower.
So, those are the rooms. If you've got any questions about the rooms, let me know at the end. But I'm going to move on to food. The food here is amazing. Bahia and Minas Gerais are probably the two most well recognized and well loved of Brazil's regions for cuisine. And obviously, we're on the coast here, so lots of amazing seafood, lots of incredible organic produce, and Bahian cuisine is very particular. Lots of African influences, and like in Ibici they cook over a beautiful wood fire. There's also a wood-fired pizza oven. Amazing breakfasts. My kids were in heaven at breakfast. Um, on the first morning, they'll bring you everything, and then you know what there is, and then after that, they'll ask you what you'd like. There's Valdec, amazing local people who are just so hospitable and natural and look after everyone so well. And yeah, there's some good drinks to be had as well. Caipirinhas and caipirinha with pitanga. That one, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a raspberry. So the mini spa, there's a small plunge pool with hydro on it, and there's a which is lovely, by the way. You come out of the sea and plunge into a cool freshwater pool, plunge pool, and there's, as you can see, there's a sauna, and we've also got a big yoga area, and yoga can be organized for your client's stay. So this is the sort of the split at Casa dos Arandis. At the front, you look over this incredible deserted beach, and then at the back, beautiful vegetation and the buildings blending in. And dinners can be al fresco at night to the sound of the sea breeze. So this is a silly little slide that I did just to show you that what you can do at Casa dos Arandis. You can take it easy. You can eat incredibly well. You can swim. You can walk, and then repeat. And that's pretty much what we did for a couple of days, and it was wonderful. This is a view taken from a drone back towards the hotel, and you can see glinting in the background the Camamu Bay on the left at sunset. So if your clients would like other things to do, then they've got bike rides, which is on at low tide, um, and they've got bikes for free, or there's e-bikes available for a small charge. The snorkeling in the coral pools is really amazing. I don't have a good picture of it, unfortunately, but basically at low tide, to the north and to the south, about a 10-minute walk to the north or the south, at low tide, you get these amazing coral pools, and the tide's far enough out that it's protected. So beautiful clear water and snorkeling. My kids really love that. There's also horse riding, which we very much enjoyed. There's Bella and Lucas checking out the horses, and then they went riding afterwards. And there's surf lessons. The surfing here is really good. Cacao, the co-owner, is a great surfer, and I went out with him once. It was amazing, right in front of the hotel, good waves. And as I said, there's beach tennis and yoga that can be organised as well. So yeah, if I was to ask Lucas what his favourite bit was, he would probably pull a puzzled face. But I suspect he would say the day that we went out with Eliseo, the boatman, into the Bay of Camamu, which I'd never heard of. And it's the third largest in Brazil. It's an enormous inland waterway, and it really is very untouched and very, very beautiful indeed. About a 10-15 minute drive to the port, and then we met Eliseo and then we went out. And here's, I've turned the sound off because it was noisy, but here's a little video of us just after we set off. Heading out through the mangrove out into the main bit of the bay itself. Then when you get out into the main bay, it's an enormous area and there's really, a huge amount to explore. We stopped anchored in lots of different places and swam. We had lunch up near Bahia Grande on the very north end of the Marau Peninsula. We stopped in this place, Ilha Furada, and this was a great stop as well, which was just near there. I'll show you a little video from here. We stopped in the middle. This was a fantastic day. It really was something special. And there's a very quick video to show you again a bit of the landscapes that we saw. That's looking up towards Bahia Grande where we had lunch on that final peninsula. So there's a picture of, I won't spend too long on that, but there's a picture of the bay, the Bahia de Camamu. Incidentally, Camamu, that's the city. If you clients did come from, if they did come from, I'll just stop that. If they did come from Salvador, then they come down to Camamu and then Eliseo would pick them up and take them down to the hotel. But nearly everybody will come from Ilhéus. So I have zipped through this presentation at rapid speed, and I hope you got some questions. Before I take any questions, I'm just going to show you this short video, which I cut in a couple of bits. Actually, I say short. It's slightly longer than we normally like, but I think it's really great to see, and it sort of presents Nanana and Cacao as well, and their vision of the hotel and why it's something special. Only 7 rooms, and the owners that live there with their son Joka. So if you bear with me, this is about 4 minutes long. Incidentally, when I was testing this, Nicola couldn't hear any music, but Gareth could. So I hope you get the lovely music, but if you don't, you will get Nanana and Cacao explaining a little bit about the hotel.
O Hotel Casa dos Arandis ele fica na Bahia, na Península de Maraú, nos Arandis, que pode ser chamado Algodões também. A melhor maneira de chegar é por Ilhéus. E de Ilhéus, no aeroporto, você pega um carro e fica 2 horas de carro de Ilhéus.
A Península de Maraú, ela é uma APA, é uma área de proteção ambiental, né, que ela tem 52 quilômetros de extensão. Então, o conhecido aqui é Barra Grande, porque é o norte. A gente fica exatamente na metade da península, que é no quilômetro 25, e a região é conhecida como Algodões. A gente vive assim no isolamento verde, porque quase nenhum vizinho, e a praia a gente chama de semideserta, mas tem dias que está deserta, que são 50 quilômetros de praia de areia dourada, e as praias conectadas quase todas com recifes de corais, com piscinas naturais. Tem gente que vem aqui e fala, nossa senhora, não sabia que existia um lugar assim aqui no Brasil.
Uns 14 anos atrás, eu de lua de mel, meu segundo casamento, Cacau, e a gente veio pra cá. A gente se apaixonou. E a gente brinca que a mosquinha de Maraú mordeu a gente. Porque a gente se apaixonou. Eu falei, eu vou querer ficar nesse lugar, cada vez mais. Aí a gente começou a vir. Um dia teve um terreno aqui, que era esse terreno, à venda, e eu me apaixonei. Falei, vamos comprar. A gente largou tudo no Rio de Janeiro para vir morar aqui. Eu acho que o mais, assim, importante é que a gente ama tanto esse lugar, que a gente mora, a gente trabalha e a gente faz da Casa dos Arandis ser a casa dos outros, porque é a nossa casa e a gente compartilha essa casa com os nossos hóspedes.
A ideia era um projeto de sustentabilidade bem marcante, com uma marca que seria um hotel pequeno, boutique com um estilo caseiro. E a ideia era o quê? Era integrar o hotel dentro dessa natureza, que você vê o jardim aqui é todo nativo, a gente só colocou grama, fez os contornos e por ser uma APA, todo mundo que vem morar aqui tem que ser zelador, tem que cuidar, entendeu? Aqui é um paraíso para esportes ao ar livre, né? O cara que gosta de natureza vem para cá, natureza e praia e tranquilidade e sossego, aqui eles se encontram.
É pé na areia, como dizem agora, né? Que é um hotel que fica de frente para a praia. Todos têm varandão, são todos avarandados. Eles têm uma espreguiçadeira deliciosa para você poder ler um bom livro. Além da espreguiçadeira, tem a opção de uma rede também, que é muito gostoso, que é a cara do Nordeste. São todos construídos de madeira de demolição. Eles têm mais ou menos 100 metros quadrados. Agora, ele é um quarto imenso com uma sala de banho, né? Não é nem um banheiro, é uma sala de banho com uma banheira de limestone. E atrás a gente tem um chuveirão delicioso, que é bem para você também se relaxar e se deleitar ali. A gente vai fazendo só comidas tradicionais, que são muqueca de peixe, camarão, o catado de aratu, que é um caranguejo que é uma delícia daqui. Nosso menu é totalmente voltado para o que nós temos aqui, para a nossa terra.
A gente sentiu uma energia muito boa, então a gente colocou muita energia aqui, cada pedacinho aqui, cada detalhe, cada decoração, cada capricho, assim, a gente colocou muito amor, porque é como se fosse o nosso filho. Aqui tem uma energia mágica, assim, de lugar, né, que a natureza te abraça, te acalma.
So that is pretty much it, everybody. I know it's short and hopefully sweet. These are what we call our KSPs, our key selling points, which we can send you. But it's just a snapshot of why we think it's something special and the main features, the rooms, the amazing food, the sustainability, everything that you can do in this amazing place, Maraú Peninsula. And as a last little thing, I did put this in just to remind myself. There we do have availability in August still. So if you have any last minute inquiries, then Casa dos Arandis does have availability and even has some slots for buyouts as well. And it works very well for buyouts with only 7 rooms. So I think that is everything I wanted to tell you, and I hope that you've got some questions, but let's see. I will stop sharing and I will invite anybody. Hello, Helena Lewis. I'm just seeing you. If anyone's got any questions at all, let me know. Hopefully that was useful. And yeah, we all want to get on a plane to Brazil.
Yeah, that one. Looks lovely, Simon.
It is lovely. I wish I was there right now, as the weather we're camping this weekend, and the weather's coming in to Wales. It's not going to be good, so I wish I was in Maraú.
I'm going to Italy, so I'm going to melt. But what's other flight? Okay, so I'm a bit out of the loop, as you know. What are the flights, Delius, like? Are they teed or are they direct from Rio or Sao Paulo?
You probably missed right at the beginning.
I did. Sorry, I had
Don't
a
worry, no,
phone
don't
call,
worry. It's
bloody
okay. It's
clients.
fine. No, it's fine. So we wish that we had a direct flight from Rio. There seems to be something going on with Rio. I think they're trying to get a little bit of their hub power back, but everything seems to be going via São Paulo
Okay.
and a few other hubs in Brazil. So there are good connections from São Paulo, from Congonhas, from Guarulhos, the international airport, and also from Viracopos, which is where the airline Azul hubs quite a lot of flights out of. But we were in Rio and we had to go to São Paulo and then up, which, I mean, it was very quick, but it's not ideal. And you do also, your carbon footprint becomes a bit bigger as well, annoyingly. But certainly, if you're finishing an itinerary in São Paulo, the connections are very good.
Brilliant. Thank you, darling.
Nice to see you.
Got a question there from Karen in the chat box, Simon.
Oh, I didn't get that far. Thanks, Nick. Very efficient of you.
Sorry, I was being lazy to talk and didn't want to interrupt anyone.
Is the beach in front good for
It's always
swimming?
nice to hear from you, Karen.
Yeah, it's an excellent question.
It's
It's probably something I should have,
Is it
as
very?
always, Karen, an excellent question. It's probably something I should have mentioned in the presentation. I swam there, and if you're a strong swimmer, then it's great. But it is a surf beach,
Yeah, that's why I
so that's why at low tide, when you've got the coral pools, that's when the kids went snorkeling and you can sort of swim. Otherwise, right in front of the hotel is I mean, occasionally it will be completely flat, but mostly there are waves there.
Yeah.
They do have a plan for the future to build a natural swimming pool, but we don't know exactly when that will be.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your concise answer.
Thank you, Karen. You can show yourself if you want. You can wave.
I haven't checked out my background.
Oh, come on.
No, it's too many people. It's a mess.
Any other questions? Mr. Horwell, you got a question? Are you there? Simon, Adam, why don't you put your videos on and say hello? It's nice that I can see Martina and Helena
And Nick.
and Nick. There's Joanna. Nice to see you.
Sees me every day.
Anna, how you
guys.
doing? You don't have to put your video on, but if you wanted, nice to have a quick little chat. I know you all want to get back to work, really, not talk to me, but is there any other questions about Brazil or about Casa dos Arandis? Otherwise, I will
Yeah, what's the
probably.
season? A question's just come up. What's the weather pattern around there? So what's a good season for there? So it's sort of year round or?
Oh, good work, Helena. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good question, Kat. Oh, well, that's gonna cause me much head scratching because Bahia is quite tricky, and Brazil is quite tricky with its microclimates. I mean, what they kind of Costa Rican green season, if you like, is our summer. So it does rain more. I mean, the other thing is the weather patterns have completely changed around the world. I mean, I know we hear this all the time, but it is true. So it used to be that they would get a lot more rain particularly in July and August. The last few years hasn't been like that. It's cooler in July and August. So it's really hard to say with the weather. You can go to Casa dos Anjis all year round. It'll more depend on the temperatures. We were there in April and it was very hot, but that ought to be at the end of the summer season. So I know that's not a very good answer. I should refer to my own website. Let's do that actually. Let's have a look at my own website and see what it says. Sorry, everybody, but it is complex. Certainly, there's no time that you can't go. Let me see if the website opens. Yes, it does. Casa dos LNGs. We've got quite a lot of information on our partner pages. And if I scroll down, it will say weather. The climate is warm all year. but it is definitely cooler in our summer. So dry season is from August, it says, but actually it's September to April, hot and sunny, with tropical rains likely in November. So lighter rains from January till March. So it's a tricky one. Every year seems to be different.
Simon Williams has also messaged, I think, to say, is there anywhere else to eat?
We had a lovely meal in the hamlet nearby, Algadois. There's a fantastic little place. Had a great meal. I can't remember the name, but it's in my trip report. But yeah, absolutely. And you can actually walk there along the beach to Algadois, or you can jump in a taxi. And I wouldn't say there were lots of places, but there's a couple of really good places to eat. Thank you, Simon. Is there a minimum number of nights stay? Hannah, yes, good question. I'm realizing all the things I forgot to put into my presentation now. Thank you. You're the professionals. So yeah, it's normally 4 nights. And that's more about the fact that if you're coming all this way, um, we think that clients will feel too pressured in less, but they will, on request, take a 3-night stay. But as a standard, it's 4. What's the deal? Thanks again, Simon. You get coming up with some goodies now. What's the deal with New Year, Christmas minimum stay? Oh, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. There is a minimum stay, and it will be more than 4 nights. I've got a feeling it's a week. But I'll have to check that, and I'll put it on our follow-up to you all. Minimum stay, Christmas, Simon Williams. Anything else, or shall I let you get back to it?
One last question.
I've got a quick one.
Oh, we got 2.
You go first.
Joanna, you go first.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Simon. Thanks. Yeah, really interesting. I was just having a quick look on the website as well. It says seasonal whale watching. Do we know when that is?
We do, and that was in my presentation and then seemed to have got hidden. Nick,
did I
do we
miss
think
it?
that is it August?
Yeah, I seem to remember he was telling us about that, and he was saying some amazing things about how you can actually see it from the beach occasionally, and they have binoculars for guests to use. And yeah, it was August time, but we'll work out how much that extends either side of August, because I think it was August to September. But
they're usually there between about June and October.
No, there you go, Simon.
Yeah.
Simon knows.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I think thanks, Simon. It's one of those things that's a bit hard to guarantee, but I think August is the month where they definitely always are.
Yeah.
And it's humpbacks, I'm almost certain. We weren't there when they were whales, but yeah, it's another lovely thing to do.
Yeah,
Is there
brilliant.
Oh, Simon, look at this. Is the nearest landing strip still in Bahia Grande? There is a landing strip. There is an airport in Bahia Grande which gets seasonal flights. I didn't mention it because it's kind of at peak season only. And there is also a landing strip nearby, potentially where private plane from Salvador or somewhere else could come into. But I must admit, I've been waiting for more information on that. So yes, Bahia Grande, which was right at the top of Marau Peninsula, is a popular summer holiday destination, and there are seasonal flights that go in there. Karen, you had one as well.
Yeah, sorry. Extra beds for children in rooms? You got that?
Yes.
Yeah. Any more information?
Yes, there were. Yeah, we had my 3 in. They were in Saffron, the Saffron bungalow, and there's lots of room, but they'll certainly put an extra bed in. At a push, they could probably do another one, but I don't think they would prefer not to. So certainly 3 was fine. And for us, my youngest is 7.5, and our bungalow was just next door, so that was fine. It was nice to have a bit of a break.
That's familiar. Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, thank you so much. And I hope when you're looking at yourself on a screen, I'm not sure I made any sense at all, but the pictures speak 1,000 words. So thanks for coming. And if you've got any questions about Brazil or any of our places in Latin America, then just shout. You know where we are. Simon at, Nicola at, Gareth at, Naomi at. And really lovely to see you all. Appreciate you giving us your time.
Thanks, Simon.
Thanks, Simon.
Simon.
Speak
Take
soon.
care.
Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.